Welcome back, RSF Attack family. This is week 2's training. This is Coach Michael, Coach Nate, and Coach Paul here. Last week we worked on some rhythm training and working on keeping our head up while we're doing some ball moves. This week we're going to be building on that session and doing some 1v1 attack drills with Coach Paul here. And I'm going to be including some goalkeeper drills. Thank you very much, guys. I'm looking forward to having some fun today. Here are some stop and go variations.
One of the important things about beating defenders is speed, but combine that with deception too, okay? Make the defender feel like he's going this way and then go the other way. Or go into areas that you feel that defenders can't get to the ball and therefore rush you.
So as we're attacking 1v1, there are different types of pressure. There's pressure coming from the front, there's pressure coming from the rear, and there's pressure coming from the side. Coach Paul will show us how he can get out of this pressure using step over move. So as an attacking player, you always want to have a few moves that you master. Coach Paul, what are some of the moves that you prefer to use?
I like the step over and I like the crush move.
All right, let's see those. So as an attacking player, you also want to be mindful that if you have this space and the ability to take the ball with speed at the opponent, we can dribble at their toes to make them commit. You oftentimes will have to think about having your last touch on the ball a little bit earlier as his momentum is moving towards you and your momentum is moving towards him. Dribble at their toes. So Paul, as an English league top level player, what were some of the things that you thought about as you were attacking?
Well, first of all, you try to assess what the defender's wanting to do. If they're keen to come and defend, you let them come and defend and you work off that. You have to look for their mistakes. If they're positioned perfectly, then you try and force them into a mistake by faking to go one way and going the other. Deception's important. Do that with speed. If they've reacted too quickly to that and you haven't, you got to go to plan B. It might be backwards, or just see where their body weight is, and sometimes just use what you have. I was small, so I was able to turn, but side to side you shouldn't lose the ball too often, and you certainly shouldn't lose it if you ever need the need to go backwards towards your own goal.
Do you oftentimes have a move already in your mind that you do, or is it all instinctual?
If there's an area you want to go in, the seed can be planted in your mind. So if I know I want to go out to the right where we've overloaded there, that's the area I need to go in, I start trying to tell the defender that I'm going to go inside. So that's part of my deception. So, but if that becomes not the best option for me, then most of it, nearly all the time I beat players in a 1v1 situation only, is off relying on my instinct, only instinct, fast feet and just, but no set skills before that.
Are there any memories that you can share that maybe you created a special moment through some deception 1v1 attacking?
Yes, when I really, it's probably one of the pleasing parts of my career was a goal, the winning goal I scored against Manchester City in front of my home crowds. Well, only the second goal I'd ever scored at the top level. It's funny, it was so instinct. It only happened because defender seemed like he came too close to the ball coming over from this direction, and it was only natural that I would put it in the opposite direction from where he was, and then it lay beautifully on my weaker foot, and I managed to put that in close to the corner and score the goal.
Alright, goalkeepers, for today's drills, all you're going to need for the first part are just 2 soccer balls and some gloves. So for the first drill, we're going to be getting down on our knees, working on just a little prep step to get our hands and body ready to dive. We're going to be extending out to the right, then getting back up and doing the same thing to the left. We're going to do 8 to 10 is the goal, so it's going to look something like this. This next drill, we're going to be working on a little bit of activating our core and sticking with these 2 balls, making sure our body's big, taking the space for, covering the space for the goal. So we're going to start off like this, just opening up, being big, having your head look through your hands for a window, protecting your head here, bend of the knee, protecting your legs and your core. Over again, extending out to the right, 8 to 10. Next keeper is going to be doing a little figure 8. We got to work on our footwork as well, just as we built on from last week. We're still going to be working with both balls, so it's going to look a little something like this. Again, goal is 8 to 10. So we're going to get down from the standing position, taking our prep step to get low, get us loaded, pushing out through the save, popping up, coming around this cone, pushing out to the next ball, put the ball back down, going around, and attacking through the dive.
2.
Alright, so for this drill, all you're going to need is 1 soccer ball and a rope. You can have poles, great, but you really just need a rope so you can dive under. So this drill, you're going to be working on recovery footsteps, back in to get in position, as well as a low dive. I want you to hopefully do 6 to 7 here. So we're going to start here, coming forward, hopping over, recovery back and getting set with our shoulders forward. Again with this prep step, and push through for the dive. Shoulders forward, palms facing the field, up, over, back. And what you do on the left, you gotta do on the right. Keep your body balanced. Here, shoulders forward, coming through, hop, back, set, push through. One more time. Alright, goalkeepers, we're going to be building on our previous concepts from our knees and pairing that with our feet here while still low diving. I want us to focus on keeping our shoulders forward, having our hands lead the way, and think about your bottom hand with your pinky extending out in front of you, cutting the grass, okay? So we're going to start here. We're going to do 6 reps of this. Got to work both sides, so we're doing the same thing other direction. Here, whoa.
Two.
Pairing up our low dives with our recovery movements in the goal. I want to build on it, and this is going to be our final drill for today. We're going to start here. We're doing some footwork up, footwork back and around, low diving, pushing through this ball. Come up, come around this other side. Same thing up here. Coming around, get behind, push through and attack the ball. Up, we're gonna be doing 6 of these. So goalkeepers, footwork is essential in our position. So for this drill, we're going to be doing some figure 8s. And in this drill, I want you to be thinking while you're going through this, of taking lots of little steps in and around these cones to keep our body balanced and allowing us to push off in either direction if we need to. So it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to start out here, and then coming over, doing little footworks behind, and attacking through the ball. Pop up, come over here, start again. Coming over this way, attack through the ball. Up.
We're living in one of the greatest eras of soccer at the moment. Two of the best players ever to play the game, Lionel Messi and Ronaldo. Take the time to check those guys out on whichever device. They're always on TV, YouTube, or any sort of apps. So spend some time studying them. They're great one-on-one players.
Thanks for tuning into this week's episode, guys. Stay safe out there, stay home, and wash your hands. We'll see you next week.